Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a wonderful day of baseball. Nice and cool morning at ISB. I'm your official greeter today. Your official announcer, Mr. Eric Burnett, will be joining you in just 1 second. Local time here is 8 a.m. with SAS up to bat, playing against that Singapore American School, playing against the Jakarta Intercultural School. I'm going to turn over the microphone duties to our extremely high-paid coordinator of baseball speechery, Dr. Eric Burnett.
Okay, welcome out to the field, boys and girls. Looks like we have a spirited contest between Jakarta Intercultural School and the Singapore American School Eagles. We got ourselves a 3-1 count to start off. Could you run these over? Okay, it looks like the count's all full right now at 3-2 to the leadoff hitter Ty. It's a cool 101 degree day with a nice steady wind. It's a hot heat. It's a moist heat. Luckily, the AstroTurf is adding another 10 degrees to the heat. We're going to swing a high pitch. Might have been a called ball, but he made a good choice. Okay. Ends up that it was caught by the catcher, so it is out number 1 for the first inning.
Shortstop, number 12, Luke Moberg.
Okay, Luke Moberg is up, the shortstop. And it looks like the pitcher started off with a strike. It always relaxes your fielders behind you if you can start off with a strike and keep the game going fast, especially when it's a little warm out there. Pitcher does work quickly. And the second delivery is a pop fly. Hit off the net. If the ball does hit off the net, goes straight up, it is considered a dead ball at this field. For those of you at home who happen to know the Divine family from SAS royalty, it looks like Patrick, Nick, and Sam have a young gentleman who looks a little bit like them. Been so far the low and outside pitch, but Luke was smart to lay off of it. One of the important things in these tournaments is to find out which ways the umpires lean and kind of know that if they expand the zone, then you've got to kind of expand your zone a little bit too. He's got a shot. This is deep, folks. It is deep right field, and after taking a circuitous route, the right fielder does make a catch. That's an F9 for those of you scoring at home. Next up, we got. He was born and raised in Singapore. He's been a lifer. Junior this year, 14 years at SAS. Started in preschool once upon a time under Heidi Lura. Matthew Stewart was his preschool teacher way back in the day as well. He's come a long way since then. He adjusts his shirt 17 times. And that's that low and outside pitch I was talking about earlier. Got an 0-2 count. Reed does not adjust his stance or his bat. He does not choke up like other players. He just gives a full swing every time. Count. Oh, that ball, actually, if you could see it, had a little bit of a knuckle to it. So it was going to come off the bat no matter what happened, a little bit odd. So he did a pop fly to center field. We have not seen a ball with that lack of spin. As the pitcher came off, he did have a little bit of smile on his face, as you do not see a lot of knuckleballs at this level. Okay, so as the players end up taking the field, looks like we have Clyde's. We'll go ahead and keep you up on what's going on in the pros.
first for the JIS Dragons. The shortstop, number 18, Masa Miyawaki.
Okay, we're now at the bottom of the first inning with Masa Miyawaki up to bat. And Mr. Clydesdale is on the mound. Another family royalty from the Singapore American School, the Clydesdale family. We are entering the bottom half of the first, score tied 0-0. We do take breaks in between the innings as we play some music. We want to ensure that the people at YouTube are kind to us and let us stay live. Oh, looks like he did not catch up to that one. He's a little bit behind that fastball. So he's got a quick 0-1 count. There's a lot of energy out on the field already. And the kids had a nice sleep at their host families. Those of you unfamiliar with JIS, all the players arrive and they stay at host families in the region. It's one of the bonuses of JIS that you get to know a little bit of the culture and a little bit of the expat life in another country. A little bit. Ball's high. We're now at a 2-1 count. After getting ahead, he's now a bit behind. 2-1's usually a nice count for the leadoff hitter. Pretty good chance if it's close, he's swinging. And there we are. There's that swing. It's a 2-2 count. Out in the outfield, all of a sudden the elementary school kids are starting to come out. The teachers at elementary school will bring their children out to watch some of these games. Each elementary school classroom pairs up with one of the IASA schools. Ooh, that's a hit off the helmet. Does not even look at the first baseman. This is part of the IASA's values, is we're playing for fun. Pitcher checks to make sure the batter's okay.
Next to the Dragons, number 11, the pitcher, Kevin Simonson.
For Jakarta Agricultural School, next up is Kevin Simonson. Got to lead off at first. And we had a fake bunt. We're not sure if that was going to actually be a bunt or just one to maybe make the pitcher think twice or 3 times. Chris Calver over at third gives the new signs. And the delivery on the 1-0 count. No movement at first. Speaking of Chris Calvert, he's also got a little bit of a Singapore American School heritage. His mother was once a elementary school PE teacher, Sue Calvert, back in the day. And Chris has now been the coach of Jakarta Agricultural School for 5 years. He also was a graduate of SAS in 2000. A lot of the teachers and students end up going from school to school in the region as their parents' jobs change. So you'll see a lot of connections between the IASA schools. Got a pop fly off the net. No action there. And it's quickly a 2-2 count. Okay. 2-2 count. It's home for a ground ball to the middle infield so that we could possibly turn 2. Here comes the delivery and hopefully the ground ball. No, instead he'll take the strikeout. So Mr. Clydesdale's got a 1 out already. Now Ian yesterday was having a little bit of back problems, so it's very impressive that he was out here. He was feeling a little sore at the end of the day yesterday, but he's feeling great today, and he's out on the mound. Start off with a curveball. Start off. Casa Cebuan is, ladies and gentlemen, had a home run yesterday, so definitely the feared bat in the lineup. He also just shouted out at the pitcher a few times. That is something you will see in some of the East Asian baseball leagues, especially in Japan. They have their batters shout something to encourage themselves and also their teammates. So it's something if you're playing in one of the North American programs, you're not used to that shouting sound, but it's quite familiar in the Philippines and Indonesia and also in Japan. So he's got his shout coming. First one and the second shout. And then the delivery. And the second batter is hit. Okay. That's a tough one for a pitcher to have. No pitcher wants to put guys on, and definitely don't want to hurt their fellow players. But as far as if you're going to get hit on the left shoulder, is not the worst place to get hit. Ian looks over at Cass over at first, gives him a shake of the glove. Everything's okay both sides. No mound charging today. Oh, that's impressive. Very impressive to come back after hitting a couple of batters with a strike. Very, very impressive from the pitcher. That's what coaches are always looking for, to see how do you recover when things don't go as planned. It's exactly what a coach wants to see. Okay, we get a ball, a little bit high, 1-1 count. Again, bottom of the first, we got a 0-0 score. Good delivery. That was right at the numbers. That would have been a call to strike, so good choice. Just a little bit under it from the batter. Number 16, Johnny Mooneyham. Johnny's got a 1-2 count. He's going to want to try to put the ball in play right here. He wants to make something happen. Ooh, that was just outside, but number high. We got a 2-2 count. Johnny can really open things up right here. If he can put the ball in play, ideally between the third baseman and shortstop. There's a big hole right there to the left-handed batter. And we got a full count. So 1 out. Runners will not be going unless Calver gives him a sign, which he does not. So it looks like the runners are just playing the batted ball. And the delivery. Oh, that's impressive, folks. That's a tough one. So the ball has not been put in play yet. 2 batters have been hit. 2 batters have struck out. So far he's got a perfect game with an odd asterisk next to it. So let's just call it a no-hitter at this point. Charge over the ball. 1 ball, no strikes. One thing that coaches are looking for is pitch count, and Ian has gone almost full count to every batter. So you're hoping for a 10 to 15 pitches per inning, and he's going to be up in the 20 to 30 range. It's a 1-1 count. If you end up pitching more than 50 pitches, you are limited in what you can do. If you pitch 80, you're done for the tournament. And so that's one thing that coaches like to keep an eye on. So unlike softball, where once upon a time teams could have just 1 pitcher go every single game, you do need to go at least 4 or 5 pitchers deep now, which has changed really this sport in the last few years. A little bit late, but nice line drive swing. So 1-2 count. The actual last boys softball tournament was done at ISB 4 years ago. And there was a vote taken on ISS, and they did make a switch over to, we got a throw down to third, and strike 3 was kind of a call that the batter was not expecting, so the throw down to third did not really matter. So that took a little pause, because usually the umpire makes a little quicker call than that. And so again, the throw down to third was meaningless. And we end the first inning. Score is tied. Got the
Leading off the top of the second, the SAS Eagles, the catcher, number 15, Nico Durr.
Okay, we're starting off the second inning with score tied 0-0. Singapore American School, Nico Dirt, the catcher, is up to bat.
Nico's up to bat. If I were you and you were me, I'd get your booty back. Way back. Because Nico's up to bat.
Okay, and it looks like the SAS girls softball team is to the left of me, so they do have a few cheers. Not sure if you can hear them. I think they have 47. They are fairly impressively relentless throughout, so the amount of energy and spirit that they have.
What? Way to watch, way to watch. Hey! Way to watch, way to watch. Hey! He's smiling. He loves it.
Okay, we have a 1-0 count to Nico. Oh, Nico just has a line drive shot. So foul ball into the warm-up field. So he's way ahead of the batter. That gives the batter a little bit of confidence, knowing that he completely controls this speed. You get a 2-1 count.
You love it, Nico. He loves it.
Two 2-1 count, the pitch. And start thinking a little bit about what you could do, and you overswing, hips go out a little bit early, and you get a pop fly. So Nico learned from that. Next time up, expect to hit to left center, right center. The catcher behind the plate is calling out signs and to the people in the field. To be a part of as pitchers are throwing strikes. Good stop by the catcher.
Is home third okay? No, I just want to make sure. I'm going to talk to her and make sure she...
Okay, we got a 1-1 count now. With Kevin. But that was a borderline, could have gone either way. Oh, that. Okay, we got to play for the shortstop. Shortstop bobbles it, comes up with it, throws it to first, and he is out. Great recovery. That was made possible because the ball was hit so hard. The shortstop had a chance to make a couple bobbles, take a deep breath, recover, and make the solid throw to first.
You know, you still also have, with the Mississippi Girls Stream, you also have roster control. Are you familiar with that? Okay.
But
Just want to make sure.
number 6, not upset at all about that.
Up to you, man.
As,
Usually,
that's what you want to see. Okay, next up we got Joe Hutchinson. He's got a 1 ball, no strikes. So we have 2 outs already. Again, this game is going a lot quicker than we saw yesterday. At this point in some games, we had scores of 6-0, 10-0, 12-0. So to see a 0-0 game heading into the middle part of the second inning is great news. These could be the teams that end up making to the championship, so this game could have a lot of consequences. Okay, we got a 2-1 count. Again, Joe just his 1 strike was a line drive foul ball to the third base coach, so he is also, his timing's right on. Let's see if he can try to go up the middle. Oh, swings at a ball that would have been called a ball. So above his shoulders. Sometimes it's really hard to see that right at your eye level and lay off, especially when you know your timing's right on. Joe's got the Bryce Harper eye black, made famous in the year 2012 to 2014.
Bryce Harper.
But still is quite impressive here. Speaking of Bryce Harper, congratulations Philly fans for capturing it. We got a little bit of dribbler. It's all going to be on the pitcher. Does the pitcher recover? Pitcher recover? No! Pitcher was there, but the first baseman led the throw a little bit too much. You know, that's one of the tough things about the short third season of baseball is those are the kind of things you don't have that much time to practice. They probably would have done that once, twice a season, and you're just hoping that they've had enough the fundamentals moving up through the system, because that's a tough one to work out. So we have a runner on first, 2 outs. We got Will Hendricks up to bat, lefty, and he's going right away. So there was a slide-ish type thing in the second base. We got to be careful of that. That's really tough for the kids on this ground. It's a turf field, and as they get closer, they hesitate if they want to stand up, if they want to go head first, foot first. But so he kind of did all 3. Hopefully he's okay. We have seen some people get injured over there with the kind of the in-between choice. We got a strike on the inside corner. 0-2 count. Looking at the batter's grip, he's not choking up at all. He's going all in it. Line drive base hit, scores a run, and we got a game going. Oh, and he does. He reaches out. That was impressive. He reached out on a curveball, and center fielder hits the cut, but it takes a weird careen off of the homemade pitcher's mound. Now the throw ball is thrown into center field. Okay, so very impressive bit of hitting. He was way ahead of it, but it was a curveball. He ended up just shortening his swing and just kind of poked it out into left field, using a little bit of Maze pool skills from once upon a time to kind of just position it. We do have SAS up 1-0. That was a great 0-2 pitch and a great 0-2 swing. Okay, we now got number 8. Mateo was way ahead of that pitch. It was an off-speed pitch to start. He was expecting fastball. And the 0-1 delivery. Outside, you got a 1-1 count. Third. And I think that's Mateo. Neymar goes over, gives him a special hug and a handshake. Welcome to your first IASIS there, Mateo. Base pass. That's what you got to do, is put the ball in play, and amazing things happen. Pitcher Ian Clydesdale's up to bat. Ian's got really hard off the ground. And we had 2 outs, so runner at third base did go home. The pitcher made the wise choice to go to first. You want to kind of just ignore that runner coming home on that and go for the force. Sometimes you'll see the runner going home trying to be distracting, because that is kind of a gimme play when it bounces off the turf like that. So after 2 innings, we had a 1-0 score in favor of the Eagles. Second inning. Bottom of second, top of third.
Number 22, Vincent Lee.
Okay, we got Vincent Lee up to bat. Score is down 1-0. Let's see how the Jakarta Intercultural School Dragons respond. Jakarta team has really shown incredible improvement these last 3 years. Clearly they're putting in a program in place, because it looks like the development coming up from middle school is really paying off. Got some strong 9th graders that are performing at a high level. They recently rebuilt a few of the fields out in Jakarta, brand new professional ready fields. They got the 3 of them back to back to back next to each other. And then also there's schools at Jakarta Cultural School, so there's a benefit of them having local talent to play against. Got a pop fly off the net. So Vincent Lee's at a 1-2 count, a little bit behind the pitcher.
Are you using home third at all? Or no? Yeah.
So which one are you using right now? Do we need to scoot it over a little bit? Is it showing you in the batter or not really?
No, he.
Home right and home third.
Wait, so home third's not even showing third.
Yeah.
It's not showing third.
Okay, they got a 1-2 delivery. Oh, curveball. Okay, the ball is gone. The first baseman, or the batter, did not know to run. He then jogs. Okay, that's going to be some clarification. The coach either hasn't explained that or the student didn't fully internalize the rule. Again, the rule is on a strikeout, if the ball is not caught by the catcher as a bobble or hits the ground, you do have the ability to first and try to outrun a throw, unless, of course, first base is already occupied and then that play does not count. So there will be a conversation in the dugout from the coaches explaining that rule again. Next up we have Zach. Pitch from Ian to Zach. That was right down the pipe. So we got a 1-1 count. So do you have your hitters take a pitch to see if they can get something, or do you just have them swing away? It looks like Calvert's philosophy is just let the kids swing. So any takes you see are actually choices made by the players. You'll have other coaches who have just automatic takes on you or not swinging until you have a strike. That can be tough on a batter to know I'm pretty much going to always have only 2 strikes to work with. But there's a philosophy. We've seen that play out a bunch. Okay, we got a 3-1 count. Ian Clydesdale's pitch to Zach. Let's see what Zach does with a 3-1. Oh, Zach does swing. Okay, timing is much around that one, 3-2. It'll be successful.
Are you on the radio?
What just happened? On the 3. Cuts. That's something you want to see from your players. That's something the coaches always work at. If you're swinging, you're aggressive. You can work with that. It's a challenge if you're passive on those, and Zach was not passive. He was right on those pitches. Okay, ball inside. And we got 2 outs, 1-0 count. Actually, a little bit of a preview here on the field. Yesterday was over 100, and there was just not a bit of shade, a bit of cloud cover, and the kids were hurting by the end of the day. We do have. I'm not sure if it'll last too long, but right now we got it. We're taking advantage of it. This is the best time of the day to play. Ooh, 1-1 count right at the letters. Looks like the high balls are not being called and the low ones are. So if it's at the letters, your pitcher's not getting it today. Okay, another 3-1 count. But again, we have seen Ian fight back from these. He's had multiple full counts and come out with the strikeout or the strikeout. Not a lot of balls put in play on the Jakarta side yet. 3-2. This would be his 5th full count in just 2 innings.
The JIS Dragons
Again,
zero.
Ian takes a no-hitter into the third inning. Pretty impressive. The only problem with that is he has thrown 40 pitches. So
What we may do is we may.
Okay, looks like Kevin, who did an incredible job, Simonson, did a great job pitching. 2 hits. There was 3 errors behind him, but threw solid strikes. Was very consistent. Looks like one, if not the top pitcher for Jakarta Agricultural School. From the dugout, Robert Lucky from the United States is now taking the mound. He's a 9th grader. So I'm not sure if he was able to play yesterday, but this might be his first time on the mound in IASIS. Now, just because it's your first IASIS, it doesn't mean it's your first tournament. A lot of these kids are tournament ready and are playing in travel team ball. Oh, we got a pop fly, catcher's full sprint. Okay. The nod of respect to the opposing catcher. Again, if you're not sure what's occurring, we got a 2-1 count with a runner on third base. 1 out. Little pause in the action as Robert's securing his shoes. It's actually tough to tell what kind of shoes to wear. He looks like he's wearing just kind of like turf trainers, possibly like tennis shoes. A man-made turf plastic removable mount, and if you try to put cleats in that thing, you are slipping and sliding all over. And so he's trying to figure out the right shoes. So ball low and outside, and Nico tosses his bat, a little frustrated, probably wanted to take some cuts. Looks like he gets the signs from the third base coach. Pretty good chance. There's a strike. Third base coach is giving these signs to the batter who is not out of the batter's box. I have no idea what the signs are. So if there's a bunt, the batter would know there's a bunt. Now he's stepping out. At a 2-0 count. So potentially. This coach, I think this could possibly be a bunt because he's thinking about it. Okay. Something that the coach might want to do is talk to the batter about not at first, as he looked like he kind of gave away that the steal was coming.
He was already there. He stole on you. He stole on you. While you were making a muffin, he was hopping and popping. He stole on you. He stole on you.
The previous cheer from the girls had something to do with while you were making a muffin, he was huffing and puffing down to second base. I'll have to look that up to see if these are actually ASA sanctioned cheers. It was invented at a dugout far, far away. Okay, we got a pop fly left field. The third baseman's going full speed. He jumps over out of bounds, hurdles 3 fences, and does not get the ball. If you would have caught it, it would have been out of play. You do have to catch the ball in play, or at least have your body in play when you catch it. If the momentum takes you out of play, then it could still count as an out, but you cannot actually jump out of the field of play and then catch a ball. 2-2 count to Spencer. Now a full count. Robert does have a base empty with 1 out, so a walk isn't the worst thing, and it allows for double play opportunities. So, don't give him something too sweet to swing at, Robert. Okay. Spencer does make contact, hits the ball foul to the other side, showing his ability to hit to all fields. And it's right up the middle. It's going to score 2. Bobbled in center field. 2 runs he scored. 2 runs would have scored anyway. That was very impressive. Reed jumps out of the dugout. Gives his congratulations to the
Number 19, Joe Hutchinson.
Joe. Robert Lucky pitching. A little bit high on the pitch. Thinks about his mechanics. You can see him at the mound considering a little more follow through next time. Really, Robert's come on pitch quite well, actually, throwing strikes. Doing just what you expect. It's really hard to come out the dugout and come right into the middle of a game. It's doing just fine. Throw strikes, and your fielders behind you will take care of the rest. Okay, we got Joe Hutchinson is up to bat. And it's a pop fly. This ball is between Lee and Swigart. And it looks like Lee makes the catch. On those kind of balls, it is really a center fielder. Will Hendricks. Looks like we're going, we're at 7, 8, 9, and then we hit the top of the batting order. Let's see if the coach has the guy at first running. Sometimes coaches, as you head towards the bottom of the batting order, you really don't want to have guys steal because you'd rather kind of move through the order as quickly as possible. Okay, so that ball is up at a looks like Wilf is pretty confident making contact.
16 is his number! 16 is his number! Will is his name! Will is his name! He's one of the reasons!
Let's see, it looked like that's impressive right there. It looks like Will swung at that pitch, that high pitch last time, and this one he laid off. Now it's tough to do with that 0-2 count, but he did that. But unfortunately, that one down the pipe. I think Will might have overthought this swing at the bad pitch, and then that's the hard part of baseball. There's so much thinking going on in your head. If any of you guys ever played softball or baseball, that's a tough one. Third inning, and the coaches have decided to leave Ian Clydesdale in. Again, he's at 40 pitches, and it looks like they're sticking with him and seeing how far they can ride him. He's got the no play from Troy's to Hutchinson. Well done. While we're a little break in the action, let's look over at MLB news today. We got a few records broken. The Mariners ended up homering in 50 records. Looks like Chris Davis is yet to get a hit. 61 at bats without a hit. That hurts. They beat the 2nd game in a row with a home run. So that's Chris Davis. Oakland actually is off to 9 home runs already. So it's better to have an KH in your name if you're a Chris versus a CH version. The Baltimore working on a 20 million year contract for the next 4 years. It's going to be an albatross. It's going to hurt the Orioles for a while. But we've all been in a little hitless streak, so let's give it up for Chris, and hopefully he does get a hit. Back to this action, Ian Clydesdale with his next strikeout. He's got 4 strikeouts so far.
Up next, the shortstop.
Also with the strikeout.
Number 11, Simonson.
Kevin Simonson, who was the starting pitcher, up to bat. We got 2 outs. Ian's working a lot quicker through this inning. Starts up with a strike. Not a lot of the necessary balls he threw in the first 2. Maybe now that Ian knows that he's not going to be pulled, he's just kind of free to pitch. Again, if you weren't here earlier, Kevin had an incredible job. Simonson pitching for school. Only gave up 2 hits and was right around the target. Scores 4-0. Chicago Cultural still lineup, and they showed yesterday they can put together some runs very quickly. And they do have their strongest hitter, Cascara. Hesibuan is up on deck. Stop. Oh, looked like Luke Moberg fielded it cleanly, but just threw it wide right, which allowed Kevin to get to first safely. Again, you put the ball in play, things happen. That's the first error. The Infantry American School, no hitter still intact. Then Cascara's up to bat. Cascara did hit it off the wall, off the building. Gentleman from Once Upon a Time hit some balls up there. Gentleman now is injured right here. A little bit outside. That's not what Cascara wanted to deal with. He's got an 0-2 count. There's no way this gentleman is choking up looking for a base hit. He's in there to crush it, and let's see what he does. Is he going to try to waste a pitch? Curveball, high and outside. What's he doing with it? Yep, outside. He's got a 1-2 pitch. When you got a batter amped with an 0-2 count, but there's a good chance this one is going to come close. He shakes off the first pitch. A curveball. No, he steps off. Didn't really like the pitches. He asked for them again. This is an important batter. Cascara gets a hold of it. We're going to have a 4-2 game really quickly. Let's see what happens. Oh, number high, and he strikes him out. And Ian walks out. Not nice, stable reaction. Everyone's calm, not too high, not too low. We've seen in this tournament so far when people wear their emotions Okay, we're down in the top 4th inning. Robert Lucky's on the mound, and Mateo's up to bat. Mateo had his first hit of the tournament, last at bat, so he's right in with some confidence to this batter. And Mateo's definitely up there to hit. He's took a good whack at it. Ian Clydesdale's on deck. Robert with the pitch. Okay, Mateo's way ahead of that. It's into foul territory on the right side and out of play.
Wrong direction. Make that correction.
And he goes foul to the other side of the field. Another gentleman can show his ability to hit to all sides of the field, left and right, inside, outside. Okay, 0-2 count. That's 3 strikes in a row from Robert. Looks like he's settling in nicely. Ooh, that was a tough one. Robert wouldn't have mind giving that call from the just a little bit on the outside. Got a 1-2 count. Mateo wants to swing. If Robert puts it over there, he's going to swing. He pulls it foul. Kettenmeyer with the first base throw back to the pitcher. Kettenmeyer has been the coach, either in the head coach or assistant coach capacity for 13 years. Worked with Will Norris, Keith Hines, Zach Evans, and now Oliver Smith. Wow, these are tough calls for the 9th grader. Let's see how he can recover from that. Those easily could have been called strikes, but the umpire's letting the kids play and keeping a pretty small strike zone. Oh, we got a poke. Mateo with his second hit, and this one is not kind of an excuse me swing, but a full-on cut. He got a line drive rip. Mateo's 2 for 2 for the day, batting 1,000. Key to baseball is short-term memory. Whatever happened yesterday is irrelevant, and Mateo has proven that because today he's on. Okay, Ian Clydesdale steps out with the third base coach a little upset because wasn't able to give his signs because the batter didn't get out quick enough. Mateo a little hesitant at first, but he's taken off. Fake bunt, and he is out at second. A little disappointing. So there's going to be a conversation between the first base coach and the batter. It looks like possibly that play was taken off. Based on the shoulder slumping of the two coaches, it looks like whatever call was made was taken away. That is a tough one, though. That's one that's hard to learn. I'm thinking of like 100 things out there. I just got a hit, and then I got all these things I'm worrying about. So those who've done ISS before, that's something you learn in the first turning, and by your second, third, fourth one, you're a master at it, and one day down the road, Mateo can be the captain.
We're not the music guys. We just dance like
We had a little pause right there for the music. It was quite annoying at the volume level of 1. And so we had to take it off. We have to be careful with the music because if it's picked up by the bots of YouTube, we will be taken off. So that's good that we were announced by that. It's very important to you. Ian Clydesdale with the 3-0 pitch. Low and outside. Now in this rule, as we do have one out, they do have the ability to run from it if they want. As the pitcher and the catcher, let's see if the umpire, the coaches take advantage of that. It's optional. Ian has been a little bit sore lately. The Jakarta coach is heading out to talk to Robert. At the same time, the Seymour American School coach Oliver is taking a moment to talk to the next couple of batters. They have flipped a lineup. We're at the leadoff spot.
Up next is center fielder number 4, Ty Bullock.
So Ty Bullock, look, leadoff hitter. Got one out to Ty Bullock. We're in the 4th inning, and 35 minutes left to go. No new inning starts after 1 hour and 40 minutes. And it looks like the coach is now taking advantage of the switching rule. Waited a bit, possibly seeing how he... Pitcher or catcher can be substituted when they're runner at any point. Okay, ball run to the outside, which is called a strike. So we got a 1-1 count. Robert with the 1-1 pitch, and it's a pop fly. It looks like it's out of play. No one's going to get to that one. So, Tyler with the 1-2 count. There's the SAS chant that slowly gets louder and louder, brought to Singapore American School in 2011 by Bo Hamby and Maya Kale. Found that on college somewhere, and they brought it in and got the whole pep rally crowd going. Now, and I see 7 years later, it's still being used. We got a 3-2 full count. What's going to happen here? Ooh, it is too high. Disappointing. So we have runners on first and second. Robert did a great job throwing strikes. Just had one getaway. That's his first actually one that's done that. Robert's been right around the zone the entire time. He's come in. We now get the number 2 hitter up. We got Luke Moberg's up to bat. We got Mateo at second. Ty at first. Okay. And move to the pitch. Nice. Way to fight back. Very impressive. Good job, Robert. Got an 0-1 count. 1 out. Robert really wants to get this batter out. Does not want to go to their 3-4 batters with bases loaded. Luke nailed it. Left field. And okay, so looks like the runner at second was waved home. Didn't feel comfortable and kind of put the brakes on. Usually when the ball's hit to the outfield and you've got a runner on second, you should be able to score on that. It would take a perfect throw from the outfield and or a perfect relay. So we are doing a pitching change. Take a little break for some music. Umpires are calling for water.
Do you want water?
Umpire. Umpire.
Water.
Water.
You want water too?
No. How do you get through?
This one?
Oh, okay.
Got it.
Thank you.
Ryan Lee back at second.
So it looks like Robert's debut pitching. And now we're replacing him, Vincent Lee, formerly the center fielder. Nice call.
Milwaukee in center.
And back over to the world of sports. Let's take a little detour from the baseball world and head over to basketball. Let's say goodbye to Dirk Nowitzki and Dwayne Wade. Dirk finished with 30,000 plus points. The last 4 years struggled with injuries and saw a significant drop in playing time, but before that, a dynamic player, 2006 MVP. Came over here, played in a international versus American basketball game once upon a time, and everyone kind of chuckled when they first saw his name mentioned at this 7-footer, and then by the end of the game, Mark Cuban said, "We're getting this guy," and made a trade and put Dirk in the Dallas Mavericks, and 21 years later he's retiring. So you guys followed Dirk Nowitzki's career, an impressive athlete who put in out. Probably the most dominant game 4 through 7 in NBA Finals. And finished up his career with a triple-double with the Banana Boat crew watching nearby with Chris Paul, Carmelo, Anthony coming out of semi-retirement, and LeBron James getting his private jet to watch him play. So goodbye to Dwayne Wade and Dirk Nowitzki. Back to the world of amateur baseball. And we have Vincent pitching, Reed Torelli. So we got the captain of SAS up. This could really open things up. You got bases loaded. Reed with a line drive shot, but it is foul. Reed Chiarelli's recently picked up volleyball and found success there, but truly, baseball is his sport. He's been in every single level since preschool. He's been the guy. And back when Ian Clydesdale was on the same team with girls SAS softball player Isabel Riley, Reed, Isabel, and Incan and Ian were all on the same T-ball team together way back when. I'm not sure about the coach's name of their T-ball team, but this guy named Jack Burnett was on the team with them. So again, we got an 0-1 count. Reed does not want to walk. Reed wants to crush the ball. Let's see what he does. He crushes the ball. Right center field. Hits the fence. He's going to want to try to get 3 out of this. Let's see what the relay can do. Is he going to stop? He does slow up. Okay, but he gets a 3 ribbies. That is what the captain is there to do. Clears the bases. And that opens things up. Disappointing for Vincent, but again, Vincent needs to know that it's a tough situation to come into. Bases loaded against the captain of the opposing team. That's tough, Vincent. When Reed gets locked in, he's a tough out. One of the girls up in the stands was saying, "That's my husband." I believe the softball girls adopt players on the boys' baseball team. And then throughout the season, both sides cheer each other on, go to each other's games. So back to score, we get a 7-0, 7-0 game. On the other side, don't forget, Ian Clark has a no-hitter going. We got a pop fly, right field. Right fielder is, it's tough, it's up in the breeze. But the tag up. Looks like Mr. Swigart in right field got the ball in time. Reed was able to tag up, but Reed was going to tag it no matter if Ichiro Suzuki's cannon was in right field or if it was Mr. Swigart's. So, 2 outs. Okay. Got a ground ball to shortstop. Smoothly makes a throw. Well done, Kevin, with the throw over to first. So actually, all things considered, Vincent did a great job coming in, through strikes, exactly what he's supposed to do. It just turns out that the number 3 hitter got made connection, and scores now 7-0. Let's see if Ian can keep that no-hitter going. I'm not supposed to talk about the no-hitter. There's a no-hitter. Cam up to bat with a early first strike from Ian Clydesdale, who's settling in to see what he can do with that no-hitter. Again, there's superstition about not mentioning it, but Ian's immune, really. If you look at Ian, there's nothing you can say to rattle this young man. So as the game's gone on, he's actually throwing less pitches. He had 40 after 2 and only about 12 since then. So we're at the bottom of the 4th. Okay, ground ball. This could be tough. This is going to take a funny bounce. Third baseman throws it over, and he's out at first. Very impressive play. Great play over there at third from Reed Torelli, the gentleman who just got that 3 RBI double. Reed was moved over to third base from short as Luke is playing short. There's a good chance Reed hasn't played third at all this year. They're doing with some number issues. They have no one on their bench right now. So really, it's next man up right now. Everyone's finding somewhere to play. There's no excuses. And so if Reed hasn't played third before, he's playing it now. So we got an 0-1 count from Ian.
Harold, music's still on. Yeah.
Jacob Hedernell up to bat from Jakarta Cultural School. Nice. Let's see if Jakarta can break up this. Keep moving the ball in play. Jacob is choking up. He's trying to just get on right now. So we got a 1-2 count. Ian's curveball has been working. Let's see if he does that or does he just go straight out with the fastball. Yeah, fastball right outside, 2-2. I think if you're looking at time, we got 22 minutes left. That means no additional inning can start. It looks like we'll play at least one more, possibly two. I've not seen a 6-inning game yet out here over the weekend. We're back to the full counts. Now again, a perfect game is not an option because he did hit 2 batters that first 2 inning. But no hitter does not take those account. Okay, we got a ground ball. Ian snags it. That was an impressive play. That would have been a hit, folks. Ian, that would have been up the middle. Luke would not have gotten to that. Ian calmly extends his hand, grabs it, takes a few steps over to first, throws it over, and out number 2. Okay. Vincent Lee, the current pitcher for Jakarta Cultural School, is up to bat. Come on, Vince, let's see what you can do with this. Ball gets away from him. A 1-0 count. Ian gives a slight smile, knowing, I probably didn't want to do that. Ian's been in incredible control of his emotions the entire game. No highs, no lows. That smile was the most we've seen so far. Comes back. We got a pop fly out of play, right field. Ball's going out of play in the right field. End up in a clong. We have this watery area beside us where balls go to die. If you could go find them at your own risk. We got a looks like a 2-2 count. Sorry, I apologize. 1-2 count. And the pitch is coming. Popeye is going to be tough. This is going to be very tough. Reed Torelli charges it. He's got to make a great throw. And he does. That was amazing, folks. Reed Torelli on a full sprint in on the run. Manny Machado would be proud. That was impressive. You do not see those on a regular basis out at this level. Threw it chest high to the first baseman. I'm going to say, folks, this is the best played game from both teams I've seen. Jakarta Cultural School and Singapore American School are both playing very, very solid. Game's moving quickly as we go into the top of the 5th inning. Okay, looks like Chris Calvert's over there getting his coaches together and his players to have a conversation. If they're going to make something happen, it's got to happen now. You really don't want to wait till the next inning because there might not be a next inning with that time issue. If we go over to the world of sports, let's get away from baseball and basketball to the world of golf. We got the Masters going right now in Augusta. Everyone really asks how Tiger's doing. Tiger could be 63 years old and people would still ask how's Tiger doing. Tiger's now 2 under for the round. Looks like the leader is 6 under. And so everyone kind of wants to know Tiger because he brings the eyeballs. If he's in on the weekend and he's in the running, you got to believe millions more people are watching. Those people sitting around here will be 2 of those people watching if he makes it to the finals. Let's go and over in the baseball world, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. If you remember Vladimir Guerrero, he was a gentleman who never saw a ball he would not swing at. I've seen him swing at balls that bounced first. I've seen it balls over his head. That guy did not want to walk. I appreciate that. I respect that in a batter. His son hit a 3-run homer today. There's absolutely no reason why the guy's not in the major leagues right now, other than the fact that the team that he plays for wants to get 1 more year of service out of him. One of the weird free agency things is if you can delay about 25, 30 games, I'm not sure in the exact number, then that doesn't count a year towards free agency, and you get 1 more year of a cheap player. So one might argue this is kind of a cheap rule, but it was done with Chris Bryant for the Cubs, and it looks like Vlad is having his time being brought up extended. They talked about doing that with Fernando Tatis Jr. over at San Diego, but they said, you know what, let's just bring this guy up. If we lose him 1 year early, we'd rather have the bat and give our fans something to cheer about. So it's going to be hard for the, I believe it's the Blue Jays to keep his bat out of their lineup at the pros. Okay, so back to Reinsch Field. It looks like we got Joe Hutchinson up to bat. First baseman made the last out, caught Reed Torelli's great throw, and Vincent Lee's back on the mound. It really looks like, folks, this will be the last inning. It's going to come down to just the 5th. I can't imagine it's going so quickly that we go into a 6th inning. We only have 17 minutes left to have a top and a bottom, and these innings have been going about 20 minutes. So unless we go 1-2-3, 1-2-3, this will be the last inning. 1-0 count. Vincent Lee to Joe Hutchinson. Ball outside. Vincent came in last inning with a tough situation. Runners on all the bases. And yet he threw strikes the entire time. He's started with a couple balls. Let's see if he recovers. Unfortunately, he's got a 3-0 count. Again, the Senior American School softball team is still going strong. 5 innings in. And a 4-pitch walk. You just kind of look at the pitcher to see if he looks over at the coach at all, and he doesn't. So that shows Vincent's got confidence to get himself out of this jam. We have seen some pitchers walk someone and look right over at the coach as if they're afraid to see if I'm going to get yanked or not. Vincent knows he's got the ball, and he's there to see what we can do with it. Vincent's also a 9th grader at the Jakarta Agricultural School. Vincent's from Korea. You got a pop fly. That one is going to go out of play. It's going to hit some. It's going to bounce over our 2-foot-tall left field foul fence. Okay, Will's got a 0-2 count. Will last at bat, he swung a little bit out of the zone and then didn't really take his cuts after that. Watch a couple pitches nearby. But this time it looks like he's aggressive. He's out there swinging. He's taking his cuts. Again, baseball, you got to have a short-term memory. It looks like this young man does. He's up there to take cuts. This ball's anywhere in his zone. He is swinging, and the pitch comes, but it's bounces on the ground. No problem for Joe to lay off that one. We got ourselves a 1-2 count. So as you watch the clock, if the clock does go down to 0, we will just finish out this inning. It's not, the game does not end at that point. It just is the rule that no new inning is started. We're not a 2-2 count. But Jakarta really needs to stop the Eagles here, and then they need to put up a run. They will be able to, it looks like they're at the bottom of their lineup, and then flip it over to the top. So something's going to have to happen. And then Ian will be seeing if he can get his 5-inning no-hitter after this. We got a line drive. Line drive, well hit ball, right into the center. So Masanori Milwaukee with the throw in from center fielded that well. He could have gone 100% in and dove. He would have had to make a spectacular play to catch that. That was going to drop pretty much no matter what. Mateo, who's got a ton of confidence right now. He had a little dribbler between second and third that got him on for his first hit, and then had a line drive to right field last at bat. And so, yeah, Mateo hits it to center field. He's basically shown that he's a complete spray hitter. It's great when you see the ninth graders get their confidence and show what they've been doing all their lives.
You want to pull it. You don't want to use that frame if someone's laying picture. You want to change that out to something else because someone's putting a new umbrella.
Oh, Mateo he's definitely not getting short change on his cuts. At some point, the pitcher might have to change his jersey. His jersey is flopping in the wind. And he does just that. That it kind of is anything white they see. So when you've got a white shirt flapping in the breeze, it's just one little thing that can mess up your eyesight. Batters were a particular odd breed where every little thing can bother us. I apologize for using the word us. I stopped being a batter 23 years ago. Oh, that was surprisingly not called a strike. Vincent looks at the umpire a little longer, curious why that wasn't called a strike. We got a 1-2 count. Let's see what Mateo does. He's been full swinging, and yes, same thing. He was going down swinging. It's okay. Again, that was right at the letters.
20, Ian Clydesdale.
One out. Ian Clydesdale, the pitcher's up. Sees the pitch. Last time, it looks like Ian had a bunt sign given to him, and he did not bunt. Kind of left Mateo a little confused on what to do. Ian looks like he's scoring to bunt this time. He does bunt. He's jogging at first, making sure he's safe and not hurt. Okay, ball is thrown into left field, and he is going to score. There was no one backing up. The left fielder did not cover. Ian was completely sacrificing the entire time. He was jogging at first, no intention of being safe. They made the throw to third, got past the third baseman, and unfortunately left fielder was too far away, and he was able to score. Very unfortunate. Okay, now they're taking advantage of the pitcher switching rule. In that situation, you can do the pitcher, the catcher can be exchanged for any runner at any time. Usually that runner has to actually be not playing, but because Singapore American School only has 9 players, it is the last person, the last batter. So we're going to see the last out, Mateo, on the bases again. Runner at first and second. Tyler's now up to bat. We've flipped the lineup again. Ty, Luke, and then Reed. Okay. With an 8-0 game, it's hesitant they would actually run the batters at this point. Oh, we got a line drive. Hit out to Swigart. Reese with a jumps up and catches it, and he gets the ball in. Oh, Reese Swigart in right field with an amazing track down and a leap at the very end to catch that ball. If that goes past him, this game is blown wide open. It's a little bit open right now, but that would really made it hard to come back from. It's hard to stare at double digits and recover. But we got Luke Moberg up, playing shortstop. Made a couple good plays in the field today. Had a line drive last time up to bat. And Vincent with a little high pitch. So we got 2 outs. Luke's up, and then Reed Torelli with the 3 RBI doubles on deck. And pitch is coming. 1-1-0 count. That one's bounced. Hits the umpire in the shin guard. The snap can be heard across the field. The umpire wants to shake that off, but no, he does not. He's got impenetrable shins, feels no pain. Yep, the runners are really not going anywhere at all. They're waiting to see what Luke can do. Luke hits a little dribble. This is going to bounce. This is not. This is. No one is going to make it out on this. That was. That last hit right there, you could just tell from the spin on it. It was this little blooper thing between second, first, all 3, second, first, and pitcher, all converge, and really nothing could happen with that. So Vincent, Ryan, and Johnny really had nothing to do with that. That ball was going to be, if they didn't do anything at all, they're just going to spun around in a circle out there. Now we got bases loaded. Reed Torelli last time had a double to right center, and this time it's down the line. We got ourselves another double, folks. This might be 6 RBIs on the day. Let's see what happens. Okay, no, he's stopping. Reed Torelli with a second bases loaded double. That's 5 RBIs on the day. This gentleman could end his tournament right now and be comfortable himself, but that's not Reed. Reed wants to have more. That was impressive, folks. Nico Dirth is up to bat. Usually the catcher takes off his knee guards in the on-deck circle. Nico decided to do them actually inside the batter's box. It's not really seen that commonly in the baseball level, but he kind of wants to wait till the last minute.
He wanted to challenge himself.
Yeah. Some people in the stands are wondering if Nico was just challenging himself to see if possibly he could use the hockey catcher strategy of hitting. I think it's more just he wants to wait to see if Reed makes that last out, because if you've ever been a catcher, having to put on those knee guards unnecessarily is kind of frustrating. Nico's got the old school high socks. Some of the players today like to do the pants below the cleats, but not Nico. Nico's right out of the 1920s. Let's see what Nico does with this. He's got 2 outs. We got a timeout called. Okay, we got a snake in the dugout. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at the site director. We're going to get buildings and grounds. So hold on a second. We have a snake because that's how we roll. Hold on a second. You over at Singapore American School over the years, and our school Bangkok, we have some snakes. It really could be the mascot of both schools, but instead they've chosen to, not sure if the snake left or if we're really just comfortable with it. Either way, we're going to play ball. That is our first snake timeout we've had this tournament. Luckily we have buildings and grounds, got on it right away. And Nico has a pop fly left center field. We've got Masara tracking down in center, catches it, and we got 3 outs. Okay, as we head into
Leading off the bottom of 5, number 17, Jack Unkaya.
Okay, so into the bottom fifth inning with Zach Nagayan from the Jakarta Cultural School up to bat. The score is 10-0 Eagles. A lot of things to watch this bottom of the fifth inning. First thing we're watching is the pitcher on the mound, Ian Clydesdale, with a no-hitter heading into the bottom of the fifth. He did hit 2 batters his first inning. He has walked 1, but they've been flawless in the field. And let's see what he can do. We're also looking to see if there's a return of the snake. We did have a top of the fifth inning snake timeout, which requires us to stop the clock for about a minute. The B&G crew are currently taking care of that situation. It is our first snake break we've taken. For those of you coming from the Midwest, you're quite familiar with that. Snake timeouts are very, very common. In fact, timeouts are for creatures is, let's be honest, we never really had a snake timeout before. We got a 2-1 count. And then we got a 2-2 count to Zach. Okay, 2-2. That's all Coach really wants Zach to do is if it's close, come on, Zach, take a hack at it and see what happens. Okay. This is a tough one for players because as much as you need batters, what you don't have is people being too passive up there. So it's that fine line of, yeah, you don't want to swing at garbage, but you got to take cuts. So let's see. We got a full count. What's Ian going to deliver? He delivers a strike, swung through, and it's strike 1. Okay, folks, it's been a while since we've seen a no-hitter. And again, Ian's fighting some back pain. He's been limited to pretty much just bunting today, but he's really toughing out. A little bit of a Clayton Kershaw on the mound. And Clayton Clydesdale, a.k.a. Ian, starts off with a strike. Okay, we got an 0-1 count. 1-1. One of the things that's very, all the pitchers today, both Jakarta Cultural School and Senior American School, have been very mild of emotions, no highs and lows. It's what every coach's dream. Just show up, get the ball, throw the ball, and repeat. Got ourselves a 1-2 count. If you were here for the beginning, after the 2 innings, Ian had already thrown 40 pitches, went full count almost to every single batter. But now since then, he's really kind of been far more efficient. He's got a 1-2 count right now and not nibbling the corner. He's going to come right at this batter. And did not mean he's going to come right out by throwing his head. That was probably just an errant ball. Ian reveals a bit of teeth and a smile. Accidental chuck against the backstop. We got a 2-2 count. Oh, we got ourselves a shot. Okay. It's the second baseman, Spencer Choice, with the catch. Okay. So ball was put in play. We got a timeout from the coach. Looks like we're going to have a change.
Next up, pinch hitter, number 8, Sanjun Lee. Sanjun Nam.
Okay, next up we have Jakarta Cultural. We have Sangjung Nam, pinch hitter. Tough situation to come into. Hopefully Sangjun knows that really he's up here to just take some cuts. There really aren't too many 10-run home runs that are available, so just get up there and do the best you can. If you make something happen, great. But really, Ian's been tough to hit today. He's got a 0-2 count. The benefit of this actually could bring a team together. When everyone struggles at the same time together, you can kind of just throw this game away, come back later today, and be strong. This Jakarta team still has a lot of turnover ahead of them. And this is the pitch to see if Ian has a no-hitter. 0-2 count. Is he going to waste? Is he going to come right after him? It looks like he is throwing a curveball into the dirt. 1-2 count. Usually pitchers will waste one with that curveball. Not a bad time to play with some pitches or throw one high. Especially you got an anxious batter up there just wanting to swing. Right down the pipe. Strike 3. Batters out. No-hitter. Singapore American School 10. Jakarta Dragons 0. Ian Clydesdale, extremely calm, not overreacting. Eagles are very in control right now. The key line for coaches is act like you've been there before, and these guys are acting like they've been there before. The ceremonial handshake at the end of the game. A lot of respect on both sides, a lot of smiling faces. These guys both respect each other's playing styles. And this goes back to the first inning when 2 batters were hit, and yet there was not a negative reaction at all. These guys know that they both are coach well, play well. You got to respect watching a game like this. Hopefully we can see these kind of games the rest of the tournament. Jakarta and Singapore now facing off to the stands, giving a great thank you to them. And if all goes as planned, these guys will remain controlled, emotionless. Now they'll walk away, have their coaches meeting, and then the emotions will show. Again, thank you for watching. That was final wrap-up. We have, let's look at the box score for the day. Look at some players. Still announcing. Hold on a second. I'll call right back. Okay, just a wrap up of the box score for today. We've got Reed Torelli was the leading hitter with going 2 for 4 with 5 RBIs, 2 clutch doubles with bases loaded. Mateo got his first hit and then hit another line drive, so went 2 for 3. We got William Hendricks going 2 for 3. Luke Moberg 2 for 4. So all around, we had some good hitting. 9 for 27, batting .333. You do that as a team, you're going to do well. And really, the key to the game was Ian Clydesdale going 5 innings, striking out 9, throwing 75 pitches, and had a defense behind him. Reed Torelli at third base made some great plays. And overall, just a great game on both sides. So we'll talk to you on the next time. See you later. And Eric Burnett off. Goodbye.